The number one complaint people come to couples therapy with is communication. We have communication issues. That's what people say. I'm Lisa, Love and Marriage Guide, and this is 5 steps to creating good communication in your couple. And it comes from research from John Gottman, Sue Johnson, and it comes from my experience as a couples therapist and my experience being married for over 20 years and also going to couples therapy. So 5 steps to creating good communication in your couple. The first one is you need to express more positives to your partner or gratitude, express more gratitude to your partner. And that comes from John Gottman. It's in his couples lab, he found that couples that are happier have a 5-to-1 ratio of positive comments to negative comments. Number 2 is you need to recognize the behaviors that you're doing that get you into a negative cycle. Not just the behaviors, but the feelings and the thoughts that lead you into a negative cycle of communication. You need to be able to recognize those. And I've done a few videos about that. You could check that out. The third one is you need to be able to recognize your own emotions and take care of them as they come up. So when you start to, sometimes you'll recognize it by your behavior first, but you can kind of self-correct. Okay, I just started to get angry, my voice elevated, what's going on with me? And anger is usually about protecting a boundary, or it's a secondary emotion and it's protecting feelings of sadness or shame. So tune into where you're feeling that in your body and just take care of that emotion for yourself. The third one is substituting those behaviors that are getting you into a negative cycle. And you can divide this into pursuer and withdrawer behaviors. Pursuer behaviors are criticism, nagging, blaming, problem finding, and withdrawer behaviors are withdrawing, walking away, dismissing, minimizing, gaslighting. What am I forgetting? Also kind of distracting or what's the word? Deflecting. Okay, so those are the behaviors, and then you want to substitute those behaviors for a more positive behavior. And so something like John Gottman has the 4 horses of the apocalypse, where he talks about criticism, defensiveness, contempt, and I can't remember what the other one is, but I think like I like the list of the pursuer and withdrawer behaviors better because they're easier to substitute, I think. So if you're a criticizer, you want to increase the positives, and then if you can increase, you have to increase the positives first. You have to make sure that you're giving a 5-to-1 ratio and really create that positive foundation in your relationship. And then it will be a lot easier for your partner to hear you. And then John Gottman talks about having a soft startup, but I think it's more about, you can address things directly with each other if you're creating that positive foundation. But there are ways to talk about it that are more gentler. And when you kind of say we, okay, I'm noticing that we have this cycle with us, and I want to work on it. So I'm going to try, instead of being critical with you, I'm going to try noticing the things that you're doing right and express gratitude. And then when you want to express something that you want to work on, you can say that. It's just much easier for your partner to hear that. And I found that as a therapist, I found that as a partner. And so then if your behavior is defensiveness, you can instead of, when you notice you're getting defensive, you can take responsibility. And that leads me into the next step, which is let each other know the behaviors that you're trying to get yourselves into a good communication. Say, I am working on taking responsibility instead of being defensive. And then you can ask your partner to notice that and give you praise for that. That's okay to ask for. It really helps when you give each other positive feedback when you're trying to make this change. It's hard. It's hard to create a new, it's hard to create a new habit. And so you can help each other out by saying, listen, I'm trying to take more responsibility instead of getting defensive. Can you help me by just noticing when I do it and letting me know that you appreciate it? And so like for the criticism, it would be expressing more gratitude instead of criticism. It's not that you don't address the behaviors it's not that you don't address the problems in your relationship, but if you create this positive foundation, a lot of times you won't even have any problems because you're not getting into these negative cycles. You've created a positive cycle. And then when those things do come up, it's easier to talk about them. It's easier to hear them. So the 5 steps are, just to go over that one more time, give more positives and gratitude. That's number 1. Number 2 is recognize the behaviors that get you into a negative cycle. Nagging, criticizing, blaming, problem finding, withdrawing, walking away, minimizing, dismissing, gaslighting. And then number 3 is take care of the emotions that are underneath those feelings yourself. Don't expect your partner to do it. They can help you, but they can't do it for you. So take care of the feelings of sadness, shame. For men, this is from, and this is a generalization, but this is from a book by Stephen. I have another video about it, but that the worst thing that you can do to a man is to shame or criticize him, and the worst thing that you can do to a woman is to leave her alone. And I have more videos about this, but this is the general negative cycle that I see with all couples. And you could be lesbian, gay, it doesn't matter. We all have male and female parts in us. And so these patterns play out with everyone. So that's the foundation of the issue, is that women don't like to be left alone in general. This is true for me too. And men don't like to be criticized or shamed, but that's what we're doing to each other. And so if you can take care of those feelings of shame, sadness, fear in yourself, then you're less likely to be reactive with your partner. So then number 4 is substitute those behaviors for almost the opposite behavior. So for criticism, it would be finding gratitude, being grateful for what your partner does, for the good things that they do. And for defensiveness, it would be taking responsibility when you hurt your partner. And you're not taking responsibility for hurting them. You're taking responsibility for whatever it was that you did that hurt them. You may not have meant to, you might have just been doing your thing and you didn't mean to hurt them. So you're just taking responsibility for the behavior that hurt them. It doesn't mean that you were wrong. It just might have been a mismatch of things. So those are and the last one was, number 5 is letting your partner know that what the new behavior that you're trying, so they can help reinforce it and you can help see how you're both trying with each other. Okay, I hope that helps.